Hello dear people, hope you are doing well. Ethics in Business Part 4. And today's lesson will be about had better, ought to, should, and if I were you. Well, we have grammar. Consider sentences 1 to 2 below and answer the questions that follow. We have citizens had better stop shrugging their shoulders at bureaucratic abuse. Sentence 2, they had better not say that the fight against corruption is not their own business. So had better means in Arabic من الأفضل, okay? And corruption means fraud, and it means in Arabic fasad, okay? So A, what does had better express? What does من الأفضل had better express? So it expresses advice, nasiha, strong recommendations. So they are advising them, or someone advised the other, ينصح. Okay, so citizens had better stop shrugging their shoulders at bureaucratic abuse, or second, they had better not say that the fight against corruption is not their own business. Okay, advice, it expresses advice. Question B, which of the items below can be used to express the same idea as in the sentences above? We have sentence 1 and 2, of course, and these are the items. We have may, could, ought to, should, must, have to, might, and if I were you. So which items can express the same idea as in the sentence 1 and sentence 2? So we have the first one, ought to. Ought to has the same meaning as had better, نفس المعنى, okay? Ought to and had better. So we can say citizens ought to and they ought not to say, because this is negative form, okay? And the second one we have should as well. It has the same meaning as ought to and had better. So we can say citizens should stop and they should not say, negative form. This is affirmative and this is negative. Okay, negative فيها la négation. Okay, affirmative of course ما فيهاش la négation. So, and the third one, which is if I were you, can say if I were you I would stop da 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 da. Okay, and the second, if I were you I would not say, etc, 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 the rest of the sentence. Okay, so question C, what is the difference between sentence 1 and sentence 2? The difference between sentence 1 and sentence 2, that I already said it. Okay, so we have the difference is that this sentence is affirmative. Citizens had better stop shrugging their shoulders at bureaucratic abuse. And the second sentence is negative. This is the difference. Negative because it says they had better not say, okay? It is negative, it has not. And this is affirmative, it has no not, okay? This is the difference here. Affirmative and here negative, negation, okay? So, question D, what is the short form or contraction of had better? So the short form of had better is the better, okay? We have the apostrophe, D, and better. In which of the two sentences could you use it? In which of the two sentences could you use this, the better? Apostrophe, D, and better. Okay, so we can use it in second sentence. They'd better not say that the fight against corruption is not their business. Okay, so we use it in the second sentence. It has the same meaning, it is the same one, it is just the short form of had better, so it's apostrophe D better, okay? We have affirmative here and negative. The affirmative form we have should, its negative form is should not. Ought to, ought not to, not ought to not, okay? It is ought not to. And had better is had better not. We have a task here. You write sentences B so that it means the same as sentences or sentence A. Sentence 1, we have you should stop buying and selling confidential information. So what would you say? You can stop, do, and get back for the correction, of course. So we have here should, okay? You should stop buying and selling confidential information. So you will have to write this sentence in another way. So for instance, we have You had better stop buying and selling confidential information. We said that they have the same meaning, right? So you can say you had better or you'd better, okay? The other short form of had better, apostrophe better, okay? You'd better stop buying and selling confidential information. Second sentence, we ought not to neglect to take the necessary measures to prevent financial wrongdoing. So, in this sentence, we have ought not to, okay? Ought not to, and it is in the negative form. We have not, so it is negative, okay? So, what can we say? We can say we should not instead of ought not. We say we should not, negative as well, of course. We should not neglect to take necessary measures to prevent financial wrongdoing. Okay? So the third sentence we have if I were you, I would fight tax evasion. Okay? If I were you. So what can you say? Of course, you can say you ought to fight tax evasion. Okay? You ought to fight tax evasion. You are advising. Okay? You ought to fight tax evasion. Right? These are advices, of course. So the last sentence, investors working in market rigging should give it up since this practice is a financial malpractice. So we have should, okay, and what can we say? We would say investors working in market rigging had better instead of should we use had better, okay? Had better give it up since this practice is a financial malpractice, okay? So thank you so much for watching. Do not forget to like, share and subscribe, and I will catch you next lesson.